The superstar gets shoved to the ground in front of thousands of fans, and the attacker is his own opponent from a game that had just ended minutes earlier. This was not a scene from a movie. This happened at Dodger Stadium after a 3-1 Dodgers victory over the Atlanta Braves, and it sent shockwaves across the entire MLB. But before we get there, you need to understand exactly how this game unfolded, because the tension on the field set the stage for everything that exploded afterward. From the very first pitch, it was clear this was going to be a battle decided by margins. Both the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Atlanta Braves carried elite pitching staffs into this home series opener. Every base runner mattered, every out was earned. This was the kind of game where a single mistake, one missed assignment, one bad pitch could completely flip the outcome. Both teams understood that, and both teams played accordingly from the opening inning. The early innings were clean and sharp on both sides, exactly the kind of disciplined baseball that defines a genuine pitching duel. And here at Baseball Daily, that's precisely the kind of game we live for. We break down every pitch, every at-bat, every momentum shift, and we're just getting started on this channel. We're closing in on our first 500 subscribers, and if you're watching this without being subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button right now, drop a like, and share this video. It genuinely helps us keep delivering breakdowns like this. Now back to the game because it gets intense fast. The Braves struck first in the top of the second inning. With one out and runners already stationed on second and third base, the situation was immediately dangerous for the Dodgers. A base hit, a sac fly, even a passed ball, any of those could push a run across. Austin Riley stepped into the batter's box in that moment. Riley is one of the most dangerous power hitters in Atlanta's lineup, and he did not waste the opportunity. He located his pitch and drove it cleanly through the Dodgers' defense. The runner from third scored without a play. Braves 1, Dodgers 0. The Dodgers, however, did not allow that deficit to linger. Still in the second inning, they answered immediately. Teoscar Hernandez reached base with one out and no runners on a situation that appeared ordinary on the surface. But Hernandez turned it into something significant with a sharp hit towards center field. That set the table for Kyle Tucker, who followed him to the plate. Tucker showed outstanding pitch recognition in that at-bat, refusing to expand the zone and waiting for a pitch he could drive. When the Braves pitcher left a fastball on the outer portion of the plate, Tucker did not miss it. He sent the ball deep toward right field, and Hernandez scored easily from second base, tied 1-1. Dodger Stadium was loud, and the game was officially on. What followed was a genuine pitching duel, the kind that doesn't show up in highlight reels but defines the character of a baseball game. Innings 3 and 4 passed without a run scored by either side. The starters controlled the strike zone, the defenses made their plays, and neither offense could generate the kind of sustained pressure needed to break through. The 1-1 score felt locked in, like something had to crack before the game would truly open up. That crack came in the fifth inning, and it came with drama attached. Miguel Rojas reached base on a Braves error and advanced to second base, a free base the Dodgers could not afford to waste. But they nearly did. Max Muncy struck out. Then Santiago Espinal put the ball in play, only to watch a Braves outfielder track it down with an excellent defensive play. 2 outs, runner still on second. The inning was slipping away. Then Shohei Ohtani walked to the plate. Braves starter Chris Sale approached the at-bat with maximum caution, and for good reason. Sale's first offering was a 96.9 mph sinker with heavy late downward movement, the type of pitch designed to generate weak contact or a swing and miss. Ohtani read it out of Sale's hand. He tracked the pitch into the zone, identified the location, and on the very first pitch of the at-bat, he unleashed a powerful swing. The ball split the gap in right field. The runner from second scored. Dodgers 2, Braves 1. Dodger Stadium erupted. With the lead in hand, the Dodgers turned to their bullpen. Kyle Herz entered in the sixth inning and immediately walked into a fire, 1 out, runners on first and third. A single hit could have tied the game, and a mistake could have flipped the lead entirely. Herz stayed composed. He induced Austin Riley into a fly ball to right field for the second out, then struck out Mike Yastrzemski to end the inning completely. It was a high-leverage sequence, and the Dodgers' bullpen handled it without allowing a single run to score. The Dodgers then made sure the scoreboard reflected the dominance they were showing. Freddie Freeman led off the bottom of the sixth and faced a 96.8 mph four-seam fastball. Freeman tracked it precisely and drove it over the fence for a solo home run. Dodgers 3, Braves 1. That home run was more than just a run, it was a psychological statement in the late innings. The Braves' ability to stage a comeback became significantly more difficult from that moment forward. The final out was recorded. The Dodgers had won 3-1. The home crowd celebrated. But what happened next is what turned this game into a national story. As Dodgers players gathered on the field to celebrate, the Braves began heading toward their clubhouse. At that point, 3 younger Braves players, Drake Baldwin, Michael Harris II, and Dominic Smith, walked directly toward the Dodgers side of the field rather than toward the exit. Drake Baldwin was the most aggressive of the 3. According to multiple witnesses present at the stadium, Baldwin began loudly mocking Ohtani's recent performances, pointing directly at the Japanese superstar and shouting, "You're not a unicorn anymore, you're just an ordinary batter." Ohtani attempted to walk away from the confrontation. He did not engage verbally. He turned and tried to move in the opposite direction. That decision did not prevent what came next. Slow-motion footage captured from stadium security cameras showed Drake Baldwin charging toward Ohtani from the right side and forcefully shoving him in the shoulder. The impact sent Ohtani off balance, and he fell onto the concrete surface near the dugout walkway. The crowd immediately reacted with screams. Dodgers players who witnessed Ohtani on the ground moved toward Baldwin almost instantly. Will Smith, the Dodgers catcher, was the first to physically intervene, pulling Baldwin away from Ohtani before contact could continue. Teoscar Hernandez and Freddie Freeman arrived seconds later to stand between their teammate and the Braves players. The walkway near the dugout became a scene of shoving and shouting involving players from both sides. Members of the Dodgers coaching staff worked to keep Ohtani separated from the center of the confrontation, while umpires and stadium security personnel pushed between the groups. It took nearly 20 minutes to fully separate both teams and restore order at Dodger Stadium. MLB launched an emergency investigation that same evening. Security footage, umpire testimony, and statements from stadium personnel were all collected as part of the review. The following day, MLB's disciplinary committee released its official finding that the actions of the Braves players were intentional, provocative, and in serious violation of league conduct standards. The MLB commissioner addressed the incident publicly, stating, "Baseball is an emotional and competitive sport, but actions that directly threaten the safety and dignity of players are unacceptable. MLB will deal strictly with any similar incidents." Medical staff examined Ohtani after the incident and confirmed he sustained minor bruising on his shoulder and arm with no serious structural injuries. In a brief post-game interview, Ohtani said, "I don't want this incident to become what people remember about today's game. I just want to focus on baseball and do my best for my team. I trust MLB will handle everything appropriately." The Dodgers bullpen allowed 0 additional runs after taking over from the starter, preserving the 3-1 final without further threat. The combination of pitching depth, defensive execution, and timely hitting from Ohtani, Tucker, and Freeman defined the Dodgers' performance on the night. Multiple MLB analysts have since stated that the tension between the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Atlanta Braves has now moved beyond the scope of a standard rivalry and may continue to escalate in future matchups throughout this season. Shohei Ohtani was shoved to the ground after delivering a go-ahead RBI in a 3-1 playoff-caliber regular season win, and the league took immediate action. That's the kind of story this game became. If you follow baseball, this one will be talked about for a while. If you enjoy real baseball content and breakdowns like this, you'll like what's coming next. Share this video with the biggest MLB fan you know. They need to see this story. Drop a comment below. Was Drake Baldwin's behavior a suspension-worthy offense or just post-game emotion that got out of hand? Let's see where the Baseball Daily community lands on this one.